It was rated R for review, man. Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Men Tell No Tales, the fifth installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. This is setting up a new trilogy of movies. So this is the first one in that. I guess Stranger Tides is just going to be off on its own thing. With a whole new cast. Well, setting up a whole new cast, Force Awakens style in this.
Mm-hmm.
But Johnny Depp returns as Captain Jack Sparrow. Jeffrey Rush as Barbossa. And then you got, what's his name? I always get him confused with Benicio del Toro. Javier Bardem as Captain Salazar.
I liked his voice.
I did too. They did good stuff. The CGI in this movie was pretty good with him too.
Yeah. Overall, what did you think of it? Like, what did you think?
So I'm a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I loved the first movie. I went and saw that with my mom in theaters when I was a kid. I remember just thinking that shot of all the skeletons walking underwater was so cool. And they have a moment in this movie like that with the ghost fighters running on the water. That was so cool.
Oh, that was very cool too.
But as far as like an installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise goes, I actually thought Stranger Tides was pretty fun. Ian McShane as Blackbeard was just gold. But this movie, I think, is the weakest movie they've made. I don't think there's anything wrong with the second and third movie like everybody seems to think there is.
Well, the second one was fine. The third one, I liked the third one. It's got a little wonky.
Third one's actually my favorite. I like the wonkiness.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the big thing is, they establish it very early on that Jack Sparrow is a badass with a sword. Absolute badass with a sword. He can fight anybody toe-to-toe with that sword. In this, he's washed up. And I get that. Not what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see a washed-up Jack Sparrow sitting there and going, yeah, and running away from everything, which is very much, again, spoilers, if you couldn't fucking tell. But, I mean, what'd you think?
You get so mad at them.
Because they're idiots.
You don't even know.
They're idiots.
For me, I thought this was extremely entertaining, but meh.
Yeah.
Like, so basically, this is more of like a comedy than your typical Pirates, like almost like action-adventure that the other four have been.
Yeah, they went very Guardians humor with
Right.
this. Like, a lot of penis jokes.
Yeah, like it was funny, definitely, but I wasn't really looking for, like, don't get me wrong, I like comedy, but I don't think I was looking for it in Pirates.
Well, like, if you think back on it, there'd be funny moments,
Right.
but you wouldn't sit there and go, man, they really tried to make this a comedy.
They
But
really
this
phoned in
one, they
that comedy.
did, yeah. This one was definitely like, hey, we're going to just swing for the comedy fences. And you could tell they didn't.
And I mean,
have
I
funny
absolutely
people,
agree
right?
with you with the Jack Sparrow, how he's pretty much just like a washed-up fighter.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, he's fought how many people with a sword now? He's fought Barbossa.
Barbossa, Davy Jones.
and he's held his own.
Commodore,
Right.
Norrington,
And he's held his own in all those fights. And this one, it's like
Will Turner.
he doesn't know what he's doing,
Yeah.
which was upsetting because I wanted to see some cool sword fighting. And
There's literally no cool sword fighting in this movie. The final fight is with a staff, a trident.
oh right,
Yeah.
and it's not even
No. The whole point of this movie is that Will and Elizabeth's son is looking for the Trident of Poseidon because that can break any curse.
It's just
at
a
sea.
reset film.
Yeah.
It's a way to reset the universe. Let's just, all that shit we did in the other four, let's find a way to break it all.
Yeah.
Which, me and you actually sitting in the theater, this might just be us being picky, but I mean, they kind of brought in like a Greek mythology thing into it.
Yeah.
The stories they were telling were more of like a wives' tale, like a
Davy Jones' Locker isn't based on any mythos.
Right.
It is a shanty, a tall tale,
right. It's almost like a fairy tale,
not
almost.
mythologically born.
And all of a sudden they bring in like a Poseidon, which almost forces you to bring in like a Zeus.
If
and
they
a
had done
Hades,
like Neptune,
Right.
would have made sense.
But they did Poseidon.
So you're saying the Greek god Poseidon exists?
They should have accepted with Neptune.
Yeah.
Like Neptune's trident is definitely more of a sailor's thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Poseidon, even though they're pretty much the same person,
One's Ariel's father.
right?
No, that's King Trident. Yeah, stupid, right?
Oh, that is stupid.
Yeah.
But like they phoned in this other universe that they almost are forced to talk about because as soon as you bring in Poseidon, it's like, well, who's Zeus? Like, what's that doing?
Didn't Theodorma give Jack the compass? That was the whole point of the. She's like, "Oh, I gave you the compass, child." I thought she gave it to him. Maybe she didn't, but I feel like they show a flashback with the young Johnny Depp, which was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that looks pretty well done.
Yeah, it was funny seeing him on the crow's nest. Hey, Baga! We both turned to each other. Yep.
That was very funny.
But he trades away the compass that points wherever you want
desire most.
Yeah. He trades that, and that frees Salazar.
Yeah, except for that weird ass cave.
Yeah, it's like I think the Bermuda Triangle, but they call it the Devil's Triangle or whatever. But what did the compass have to do with Salazar?
See, I don't know. Like,
because
he wants it?
His captain has the compass. Jack's captain has the compass and goes, "Take it, Jack. You're the captain now." What'd that have to do with Salazar? Why does that free them?
I don't know. That was a little fishy. Like, he's not tied to it in any way? I'm trying to think back to the movie.
No. If you thought anything was strong in the film, what would it be?
I mean, I said it was. I mean, it's a really fun movie. Like, you're gonna go and it's gonna be a really good time. It's funny. Like, if this movie was the beginning of the Pirates franchise, which it kind of is, but it's still a fifth one, I wouldn't have an issue with the comedy because, like, okay, this is what this is. But because they've already established themselves as like
action adventure,
it's action adventure, and you're gonna see some cool fighting, and you see some cool this and some cool that,
and the worst speech ever made by Keira Knightley.
Right.
You will listen to me. that was so bad.
So I mean, it was entertaining, but meh. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Yeah. Barbossa's a strength as usual. Jeffrey Rush kills it.
Yeah.
Every time he's on screen, he kills it. Good twist with him. I thought that actually brought some good stuff to his character. It turns out he's got a daughter, which is the main chick. So Barbossa's daughter and Will and Elizabeth's son are getting together, which was...
What were some strengths for you?
Yeah, Barbossa and... I like the new characters. Definitely. I liked them. They were just, bland though. Mm-hmm. But I thought the same thing with Force Awakens.
You just hate that movie.
I hate them.
If you had to give this movie a rating, what would you rate it?
This is a checkout in theaters, for sure. I definitely want to see where they go with this. I know it's already made like 300, close to 400 million.
Oh, really?
Worldwide, yeah, it's doing pretty well. But
it is a Pirates film.
It is a Pirates film. Well, On Stranger Tides made over $1 billion.
Really?
That's the highest grossing one, yeah. And that's the one without Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
For me, I would say check it out in theaters if you've seen the rest and are a fan.
Yeah, if you don't know this franchise,
but if you don't know it, I'd wait.
They assume you know everything in this.
Yeah. So if you're a fan, you've seen the other four, go have fun with it. But if you haven't seen, hell, even if you've seen the last two, which most people haven't, I would say get caught up first and then check it out.
What'd you think of the guillotine scene?
Dude, it was funny. Like, there was a lot of just him spazzing out every time he gets a little closer.
That was good. That was a good scene.
All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for us. As always, he's Mike.
He's Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy.